Hello, hello, hello. How are you guys doing on this Sunday morning? All praises to the Most High. All praises to the Most High. Because He is so worthy to be praised. Hallelujah, hallelujah, hallelujah. All right, you guys. So we're going to come and we're going to do a couple of messages on this Sunday morning to see what it is our ancestors and the Most High, the Ascending Masters, the angels, what Mother Gaia, what they would like to talk about on today. Now, you guys, this deck I am finna use, I never used this deck before, okay? Now, but I feel in the field to put my hands on them and utilize them this morning. So, some of these words I may not be able to pronounce. And if I can't pronounce it, that means I don't know what the hell it's saying. So I may have to pause and look up certain words, okay? I want to put that out there. So, I'm a firm believer. I don't mind looking up stuff. I want to look up certain things than to put my own thought to it, okay? All right. So we're going to start with these right here. I got a video downloading at the present. So I may have to pause and then come back and continue. But either way it go, the message going to flow through by the time I download it for you, okay? All right. All right, Spirit. Let's take a couple of deep breaths this morning. All right. I kind of think I want to use a little smoke in the air. Give me a second. I'm feeling something, so I kind of want to just kind of clear the air a little bit real quick before I actually get started on today. Yeah, I want to kind of clear the air a little bit. Yeah, I see that. All praises to the Most High. He's so worthy to be praised. Yes, He is. He is so worthy to be praised. Let me put a little smoke over my cards. Get some smoke in the air, you guys, this morning. And then we're going to get into this message, okay? All right, look like my video done stopped. So that way if I have to look up anything, I can jump on over here and look up whatever word I may not know. Like I say, I don't mind looking up stuff. All right, I rather know clarity versus assumptions. Okay. All right, Father, I think we're ready. All praises to the Most High. All right, we're going to kind of just lean there so we can continue to smoke a little bit. All right, let's get into today's message. Yeah, I never used this deck before, so I'm going to utilize it this morning. All right, we got 3 cards out of this deck. All right, so let's see what the 3 cards are we have. All right, the first one is, no, we got 4. The first one says isolation. The second one says messenger. The third one says 11s. And the fourth one says death. So what this here is telling me, it could be 2 people's, 2 situations going on right here. We got isolations and we have messengers. All right. So the way I'm seeing these crows on here with the isolation and the messenger, it seems like to me the way I'm seeing these birds, somebody is coming out of something. Okay. Actually, that's how I saw it. Somebody's coming out of something. Seeing which way ahead for something. This is the way I see it. And with this 11s, I'm picking up something with, and then with the death, something is going to end. Either it's something is going to end when it comes to some form of mirroring, or something is going to end when it comes to a transition. That's what I see there. But we're going to get some tarot on it so we can get some clarity. All right? So we're going to utilize this deck right here. So Spirit, first word we see here is isolation. And we know what isolation. Thank you. Thank y'all so much for giving me words I understand. Because some of these cards, I ain't never heard of some of these words before. But you see how good the Father was. He's like, we're gonna stay where we need to be. We need to talk about this isolation, messenger, 11s, and death. All right. So we know also 11 can line up with not only then the Most High, but the 11s also can be looked upon in another sense too. So real quick, let's go and look into 1111. It has a power significant in the spiritual realm. So let's look up that before we even get started first, okay? So let's talk about 1111. All right. Let's talk about 1111. Because that's what the 11s is. 1111. Okay? It says it's a wake-up call. Okay? Symbolizing alignment with the universe, new beginnings, and a portal. Okay? For manifesting intentions. Okay? It says often call it signal that you are on the right path, prompting mindfulness, encouraging positive thoughts, and represent a connection to a what? Higher conscious. And I told you, it's very powerful when it comes to being more elevated spiritually, okay? Connecting to who? Your highest source, all right? My highest source is the Most High, all right? So let's talk about the isolation. Okay, we have a Two of Cups, all right? So with this isolation and the Two of Cups, that talks about somebody may have some mutual feelings, or two people's or other people's, okay, that I may be picking up on may also be in isolation at the time. Or it also talks about being in sync, all right? Talks about in agreement, okay, about something, okay? So tell me more about this Two of Cups with the isolation. Tell me more about this Two of Cups with the isolation. And I also told you I feel like somebody was coming out of something, right? And this Ace of Wands is really only confirming that, because the Ace of Wands, it talks about a new passion for love. It also talks about love and life. Thank you, Spirit. And it talks about that attraction lining in with what? The Two of Cups, okay? Somebody say to go for it, okay? It also even talks about the chemistry, okay? And then finally we have here a Queen of Coins coming out here, okay? Now yesterday we had a Queen of Coins come out in the reading as well, all right? But for this Queen of Coins to come out today, something tell me potentially a Queen of Coins could have, one, discovered something, found out something, okay, or number two is something else surrounding this Queen of Coins, all right? So we want to get a clarifier on this particular Queen of Coins right here, okay? So let's tell me something about this Queen of Coins. We got the food card. So that right there talking about setting out. Told you again, taking that leap of faith. Okay, I said somebody was coming up out of something, right? It talks about that adventure, carefree. Again, it also talks about what? Opportunity. So anytime a person have opportunities to do certain things, okay, it also can talk about the unknown as well, okay, and also can talk about new beginnings. All right. So what is it about the messenger? And like I said, this Queen of Coins could have found out something. We do have the messenger out here, right? We have the Ace of Cups. The Ace of Cups talks about bliss, success, new romance. Again, now this could have something to do about something on some kind of level. Okay, all right. It talks about joy, emotions. Okay, it talks about that flowing. Okay, all right. Let's talk about the 11s. And I see the 11s. It was 11:23 on the timer, 11:43 on the clock. Okay. So the 11s, you got what? The hangman. Now that talks about that uncertainty. It talks about delayed tactics, resistance, okay? Stalling, lack of focus, on hold, okay? Now, this here is really opposite of what we read, right or wrong. So that right there is telling me already something was not in sync, something was out of alignment, somebody was pretending. We see here with the what? Mirroring. Y'all see it? It's clarifying now on the hangman. That's why the death card is here. Why? Because something is out of sync here. Okay? Resistant, delayed tactic. Okay? All right. We got the Empress. We got the Empress. Uh-huh. That's the divine feminine. That's the divine feminine. And we know the divine feminine is the one with the connection to the 11s. But at the same time, you got here a hangman here. Why? Because that hangman is not in that Empress energy. Somebody trying to trap was, thank you, Spirit, trying to trap and hold back that individual. But one thing, what Spirit say, he said he knows his children. He said he even knows the strings, the number of strings I have on their head. Somebody tried to get through in a false identity. Tell me one more. Somebody tried to walk through the door on false pretenses. There go the Tower. Somebody tried to walk through on false pretenses. There go the Tower. The Tower talks about what? Shocking events. You shocked the Most High when you showed up pretending to be his child when you know you're not. Energy surge. Trying to walk in somebody else's energy. Thought that was gonna fool the Most High. Bankruptcy. Now you gonna lose all that what you done stole. And then it talks about the revelation because You got a revelation moment when you see you couldn't fool the Most High. Sudden, upheaval, wiped out, betrayal, and then you got destroyed, divorce, chaos. Could have been a divorce because all of a sudden we see here the same Queen of Coins from yesterday reading is over this way now. You see what I'm saying? Okay. Then you got the death card. Tell me about the death card. Six of Wands. All right. Six of Wands. So with the Six of Wands coming out there, I look at this as a transition. I don't look at this as a physical death. I look at this as a transition, okay? It really giving me really like a vindication, okay? When you have the death and the Six of Wands coming out there. Because you don't put an end to something. Something has come to an end. But at the same time, you got the victory, okay, over what they was trying to do right here. Because the Most High say, I know my children's. Okay. Pride of achievement, confidence, boost, a milestone. That some come to an end. Even time you don't reach the milestone, what it do? It be at come to an end, right? Okay. Give me one more on this Six of Wands, please. And the final one, there it go. Most High say, I know my children's. He said, I know even the number of hairs they have on their head. This here talks about what? Union of opposites, okay? We see a union of opposites already over here, okay, with the isolation, okay? You see the moderation. You see the purposeful, okay? Because somebody had a purpose. We see the harmony, okay? You in alignment with the Most High. You've been patient. Do you hear me? It talks about the acclimate, okay? It talks about the balance, and it talks about the peace. Ain't that what he promised us? He said we're going to have peace, right? Okay. So, Father, I think there was a very well placed out message. Everybody ain't going to catch this message, but the ones who know they was a part of something, they're going to catch it real quick. Okay. So, in closing, Spirit, what's the final for this message? And we're going to do one more. The final for this message. The final for this message. There we go with the Hermit. Okay, the Hermit. And the Hermit talks about what? Surrender. I'll find that in a minute. It talks about surrender. It talks about soul searching, okay? And it talks about the enlightenment, the guiding light, contemplate, solitude. And we started with what? Isolation, okay? Growth, resolve, and advice. All praises to the Most High. Ooh, they ain't like that. All praise to the Most High. I'll be back with one more.